name's Lucy Oaksash, and I've lived in and around Exmouth near on all of my life. I'm the leader of Plastic Free Exmouth, which is a plastic-free community, part of Surfers Against Sewage. We are one of 919 plastic-free communities that are active in the country at the moment.
Tell us a bit about Plastic Free Exmouth. When did you start, and what are your objectives?
Plastic Free Exmouth itself was formed in 2019, and we formed a steering group under the Plastic Free Communities Manifesto. We want to reduce the amount of single-use plastic in the town and then hopefully achieve plastic-free community status for Exmouth. And in September 2022, we were awarded plastic-free community status. And our aim isn't to completely eradicate all plastics, but it's to get rid of those single-use items. Surfers Against Sewage, to allow us to become a plastic-free community, set out 5 objectives that we had to do to get the accreditation. One of those is to form a steering group. So we have 3 currently volunteers who work within the steering group. We had to enrol about 30 plastic-free community businesses. So these are businesses that had to remove at least 3 single-use plastics from their business, or they may never have used it in the first place. They get a little wooden plaque and a certificate to display. And if you go around the town, hopefully you'll see some of those displayed by the businesses. We had to get a certain number of community allies. We currently have over 50 community allies. So these could be anything from schools, businesses, individuals, community groups. We had to get a signed council motion. So Tim Dumper, who is one of our Exmouth town councillors, he signed on behalf of the council that the council will lead by example and phase out single-use plastics, and the council will support all plastic-free initiatives in the town, which they do very much so. We had to run and complete at least 3 community events and actions, so that includes things like beach cleans, our festival, educational workshops, which we did more than 3 of. We want to inspire the local people in Exmouth who live and work in the town, who go to our schools, who are part of our community groups, to reduce their plastic consumption and educate in the dangers of plastic.
Can you share with us some of the actions and projects through which you were helping Exmouth?
Probably the thing we're most famous for is we've engineered a sustainable weekly beach clean, which started after our beach was used for social gatherings once the COVID restrictions had lifted a couple of years ago. On average, we have 15 to 35 volunteers from in and around Exmouth who come and clean our beach every Sunday morning. So far this year, we've collected over 1,200 kilograms of beach litter. And that's with the help of over 1,000 volunteers. And just to put that into perspective, each one of those volunteers is giving up about an hour of their time on a Sunday morning. We have ongoing work with Sideshore, the development on the seafront, and their range of sustainability projects. So we helped to set up the Beach Toy Treasure Chest, which promotes the reuse of toys that have been used on the beach. And we worked with the Sideshore and with Exmouth Town Council on Samudra, the sea serpent, the sea creature, which is used for plastic bottle recycling. And we've also helped them sustain their beach clean station and the Plastic Free Festival. We've ongoing work with Exmouth Town Council. So things like promoting the Exmouth Cup, which we think is an amazing initiative. Just this week, Debbie's one of the steering group people, she and I presented to the town council on where we're sort of up to and what we're doing, and also how the council can support us going forward. And we're really hopeful that the outcome of that was really positive, and we're really looking forward to seeing some of those things in and around the town. We've worked with East Devon District Council and Exmouth Town Council to install the Foxhills car park water refill station, which was brilliant. One big thing we do is using our social media channels to try and promote plastic-free businesses in the town and those local sustainable businesses in the town, lots of whom are plastic-free business champions. We've run 3 annual festivals. Our last, which was in July, was our biggest and best yet. We had over 30 stalls at Sideshore, all of which are local sustainable businesses and community groups. We ran education workshops. We've been stallholders ourselves at a range of festivals, including the Organ Donor Day, the Sideshore Eco Festival, the Vegan Market. We've given talks at various business breakfasts. We've run educational workshops with schools, colleges, businesses. We've worked closely with other community groups, so that includes Exmouth in Bloom, Transition Exmouth, Budleigh Salterton Lions Club, Estuary Management Partnership.
What are your feelings about climate change?
Just to give you some facts, 38 million plastic bottles are sold in the UK every single day. 112,000 pieces of plastic leave our supermarkets every minute in the UK. Microplastics, which are pieces of plastic smaller than 5 millimetres, are found everywhere. We include in that deep oceans, Arctic snow, Antarctic ice, far deserts, shellfish, table salt, drinking water, and more recently they've been found in human lung tissue and human embryos. Climate change is real. It's happening now. Every month, almost every week, we hear of a new extreme weather event, either here or abroad. These are now the norm, and that is the reality of climate change. Time to be complacent is over. We're done. We're now on a fight against global warming. Luckily, we also now know that our natural environment is able to help us to mitigate climate change. We know that the environment can soak up carbon, and we know that it can buffer the changes and the extreme floods, the temperatures, the winds, etc. We just want to really say to people that every small change you make really can make a difference, even if you feel as an individual it's not going to. Millions of people doing lots of small things is really, really useful. Having a public voice is really important. So now we have highly protected marine conservation areas. We have bans on necessary single-use plastics. So, for example, straws, cutlery, takeaway food containers, balloon sticks, cotton buds have now been banned as legislation in the UK, and shortly wet wipes will be added to that list.
Do you think there is space for improvement from the government, local authorities, and even residents in tackling this challenge?
Lots of positive things are happening and change is happening, but it's just not quick enough. Legislation is slow to change things. Companies drag their heels, and unless it's made a law that they have to change something, they simply don't do it. 3 years ago, though, Exmouth didn't have multiple water refill stations. We didn't have a beach library for reusing beach toys. We didn't have a reusable cup scheme, the Exmouth Cup. We didn't have a zero waste shop. We didn't have a plastic-free festival, and we weren't accredited as a plastic-free town. So you can see that things are happening. All those things happened quite quickly, but they only happened because of the initiatives and the get-go of a lot of people in the town, and we need that support going forward. We had recognition from the MPs, our town council, East Devon District Council, the Exmouth Chamber of Commerce, newspapers, radio stations, businesses, and all of our community allies. We need lots of people working together in Exmouth to see a change happening, and because of what we've done over the last few years working with all those different people, that change is now happening, which is brilliant. We need to educate people more, and I think we need to bring on more people with the notion of what is happening, because I think some people are still kind of thinking that it isn't, or it's something that's happening in another part of the world. Our national government has an absolutely essential role to play, and unfortunately, recently we've seen the rollback of some environmental schemes. We've seen weakened pledges, and that just isn't something that is going to take us in the right direction that we need. Next year, we're going to be having a general election, and we hope that climate change is one of those defining issues as part of that. And we need people to sort of use their vote to make sure that climate change is at the forefront of what the government then delivers, because it is something that is going to affect so many people on such a massive scale, and it already is. We feel that a lot of the government is misreading the science, they are misreading the opportunities presented, they're misreading public opinion, because actually a lot of people are very supportive of the policies to protect the environment, and yet they're then not being delivered.
Do you have a personal message or an appeal you would like to make to Exmouth residents?
People need to be aware of what single-use plastics they're using, and if they can make a change to that at all, even if it was just one change, that would have such an impact. We need more schools, businesses, individuals to look at how they can reduce single-use plastics in their everyday lives. Do not give up, do not lose faith. Every little action is making a difference. And there's a well-known quote by a lady called Margaret Mead, where never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. We'd like to say if there's any business or any school that would like to look at reducing their single-use plastic and would like our help, then they can email us directly. And it's plasticfreeexmouthuk@gmail.com. We currently have one accredited plastic-free school in the town, which is Exmouth Community College, and we would love to see the number of accredited plastic-free schools in the town to increase. But together we can make a difference, and we can kick our addiction on single-use plastics, and we can change the system that produces it, which is what we would really love everyone to come on board with.